Hello, a warm welcome to our Gut and Health series. So in this, we have been seeing many topics since last 3 weeks, and this week we have come up with a new topic again. So let me just brush up what all we have been going through all these 3 weeks. So we have been covering up on increased appetite and loss of appetite and all those. And also the second week we did on bad breath, why bad breath and what are the emotional factors affecting it. And also we went through constipation. So looking into constipation, why constipation occurs and how it has been, how we hold our emotions, holding the past emotions and how constipation has been going through in a body. And this week we have come up with another topic, which is gastritis, right? So with this, myself, Dhanyalakshmi, a holistic nutrition coach, and with me, Kavita is there, a holistic nutrition coach. Hi, Kavita.
Hi, Dhanya.
Right. So before getting into the topic, so we have been talking about this holistic approach, right? So since from beginning we have been talking about this. So let me just give you all a little bit of clarity about holistic approach, because many of us think holistic approach is something like doing a meditation or yoga or exercise, changing your lifestyle and getting into a proper dietary routine or habits. So besides all these things, there is another factor which is called the emotional factor. Yes, of course, exercise plays a major role. Yoga, yes, of course. But how are we involved into all those things? Are we involved into all those things only by the external force, or are we doing it wholeheartedly? It's the question. So just think about it. Are you just doing it just for somebody's sake or for your sake, for your happiness, kind of? So this gives you an answer for the holistic. So we look into the 360-degree angle of a complete person, which means like they are complete, all the areas that they really have to work on. For example, it might be the health, or it might be the financial state, or the relationship, or kind of spirituality, or the workplace effects, anything it might be, because everything together we form a person. We are not just single cell kind of which would work on only particular thing at a time. The other things will not work. No, we have to work on everything together, right? So to maintain everything together in a proper place and in a proper state, we holistic coaches really help you out in this way, wherein we don't only look into the disease condition that you are suffering with, but we look you as a whole person as such. How a person can handle this, how a person can get through this difficulty and come out and live happily. So that is how we work as a holistic coach. So this is the explanation of the holistic approach that we do. So getting into today's topic of gastritis, and we connected an emotion with this, like seeking approval. Why we don't take, we are not in a position to take a decision when our gut is upset, right? What is the relationship between the gut getting upset and the mind getting upset? So we need to find this relationship. So coming to this, so Kavita, can you just throw some light on basically what is gastritis and how does it cause?
Okay, Dhanya, that was a wonderful explanation about the holistic approach. Okay, most of you are quite aware what gastritis is. So let me give a short introduction about this. So the food you eat, so before you start eating your food or your hunger starts, brain starts signaling. So when the food you start eating, the stomach prepare itself with the secretion of the gastric juices. So once the food enters, it makes it ready for it to get the food to get nutrients absorbed and for the digestion process. So the main gastric juice is what is, we call it as a peptide for the breakdown of the protein, amylase for the breakdown of the carbohydrates to simple sugars, and lipase for the breakdown of fats. So this, most of you are aware of it. And the most common acid present in the stomach is the HCl, hydrochloric acid. So these gastric juices together is produce about 2.5 liters per day. So when the production of the gastric juice or the enzymes is altered, maybe the high secretion or the low secretion is where the gastritis problem arise. So this is where, and most of them would have experienced, a common experience would be indigestion, that is called dyspepsia, or vomiting, or abdominal pain, or sometimes vomiting with blood stains in it, or dark stools. All these are the common symptoms what we could experience. So this is about the symptom and the short introduction about the gastritis.
Right. So as you said, Kavita, like, as we look into the food, as we think about the food only, our saliva starts secreting, our enzymes start secreting. So all these things happen. So with regarding to this, when somebody is in hunger state, they postpone their meal time. They're hungry, but still they postpone their meal time. And somebody is fasting, religiously fasting, or all these, fancy diets have come up, like intermittent fasting of few hours eating and few hours fasting. Ratios keep differing. And also about, overeating or very less eating or not chewing the food properly. Does it all relate to gastritis? So what do you have to tell about this?
Yeah, as I said, when a person is hungry, the brain signals you to eat the food at time. What we do is sometimes we tend to overeat the food. So the person might want to enjoy the whole meal, whatever he is having on his plate. So that is one thing, overeating. And the other extreme is many people tend to skip their breakfast, or they would have given a long gap between one meal and the other. So these two extremes will naturally lead to gastritis because the enzyme secretion and the gastric juice is altered. This is one thing. And coming to the chewing part, most of them, even the kids including, they have the habit of finishing off their lunch quickly, or breakfast quickly, because they had to go to the office or the school or something. They don't even chew their food properly. Or some people, that is on the other way, they tend to they take a long time to finish off their meal. So these two extreme also alters the gastric secretion. It is according to the brain signal that the juices are working on. And it also relies upon the emotion on what state a person is consuming the food, whether you are eating your food mindfully or no. So eating the food and thinking of something else, you are in a different emotion, or you're depressed, or you're thinking about something, or a fear that is inside you. All these are interlinked, that disturbs the gastric secretion.
Right. So in this thing, I just want to mention a few things, Kavita. Like basically, I usually ask this question to many of my clients. Why do you earn? It is just to, the first and foremost thing is to take care of your family. How do you take care? If you eat properly, you can definitely take care of your family better, because that is where the energy comes from, right? So are you really spending time for eating? That is the biggest question, right? So with regarding to this, emotion plays a major role, because somebody working or even homemakers, what they really do, they do not focus on the time for eating, right? So it's better to schedule their lunch time or the meal time in a proper way. If it is going at least 20-30 minutes away or before, it's fine. At least focus on the time and eat on time. Spend at least 15 to 20 minutes of for chewing your food. And one more thing I notice is like, whenever there is a hunger signal comes after finishing eating, within 2-3 hours there is a hunger pang coming in. So people think it is a hunger signal which is coming, so I have to grab something and eat. So why don't you start sipping water after half an hour of your meal? Keep sipping water every 15 minutes once, because that will actually helps you in better digestion is one. And also the unnecessary hunger signals, the fake hunger signals, that I would say, because the brain does not know the difference between hunger and thirsty. So many people would be thirsty, but they still feel they are hungry. They go grab the food, right? So better to stop yourself there and think for a moment. I had my food just 1 or 2 hours before. Why am I feeling hungry again? So this is not hunger. Probably I'll drink water and check again, check with myself. If I am okay with water, let me just continue with this. So we need to signal our brain before the brain, tells us go eat some food or something like that. Because when this hunger comes, whatever is around, we just go grab it and eat. Mostly it just goes and knocks the door off all these refined foods or junk foods and all those things, because it needs that high energy, high glucose. And one more thing I just want to relate it here with the emotion is like, when the brain is asking like this, first drink water, and secondly, if it again comes, think again. As Kavita has mentioned now, mindful eating had happened or not, or if you are staying in the present moment. Because you would stay, if you are not staying in the present moment, you are still working or doing something, but the brain is, working somewhere else. Then again, a lot of wandering happens, a lot of energy utilization is there. It craves for more glucose, and instantaneously it asks you to go grab something, which is high in calorie or instantaneously giving it energy. So check on all these things. And the first point which I told you, think for what you are living for what you are earning for. So please allot some time for you to chew, eat, and spend some time for the food. Get some pleasure out of it, and not make the food as a pleasureful thing, which means like many people indulge in high calorie food or biryani or chocolates or something, which gives them instantaneous results. Yeah, high energy I've got. My mind is positive now. I'm out of all these negative attitudes and everything. Yeah, I'm all right. So is that going to be a permanent solution? Not at all. Food should not give you pleasure, but you be in a pleasureful state to enjoy the present moment and the food. So that is what the emotional point I just want to connect with this, Kavita. Right. Coming to the next thing, antacids. So we get a lot of advertisements, about this fruit salt and all those things. And most of the, old age people, I see them carrying all these gels, which gives them instantaneous results of, getting rid of these heartburns and burping and all those stuffs. So what do you have to say about this? How does this play a major role in this generation, basically?
Nowadays antacids is like taking a candy every day, just popping into the mouth. So I have seen most of them, like maybe elderly or even the younger people. What they do this, again, the emotion plays a role here. They eat their meal heavily and think, oh, I have eaten a lot today, so I had to go on with the antacid so that I'm not ready to face the issue later on. So that is a thought they have set in. Or even we have seen people before going for a wedding party or any other festive, no, they take an antacid half an hour or an hour prior to the food intake, thinking that this would help them to get digestion process easy go. So antacids can be taken, but again, it is going to give you only an instant relief, and it is active only for a short period of time, but it is not going to cure gastritis. So taking the antacid for a prolonged time, what happens is it's naturally block the defense mechanism of the stomach. The secretion, as I said, the gastric enzymes and other secretion, gastric juices, it start to block the natural secretion and gives way for the new microbiota to enter and cause the infection. So that is where the problem arises from the antacid. So instead of getting an instant relief, taking an antacid, we can go for the water intake. Watch over the water intake and fiber-rich foods, fruits, maybe probiotics. In such way, we can increase the digestive enzyme in our gut. So this will really help from the being apart from the antacids.
Right, right. Very well said, Kavita. So let's stay with the home remedies basically, which is available.
Yes.
So, do you want to mention any home remedies that we can just get through this?
The normal fruits and vegetables fiber rich, I can say pineapple, papaya, banana, ginger. Ginger is very effective, and another fiber rich fruits, green vegetables, and jeera water, of course, this everyone knows. So the warm water, even the warm water helps you a lot subsiding the acid secretion.
Right. So I've heard from you as well telling about the lemon water,
Yes,
which
lemon
neutralizes
water.
acid, right? So when can we take that basically in an empty stomach or sometime in between the mid-morning or the mid-evening? When can we
See,
take
the
that?
lemon water, when we talk about the lemon, they say it's a citrus food, and how can this be consumed for the gastric patient? But the lemon water, as I said, even though it has a higher content of acid, when it is diffused in the water with drops of honey, it what happen? It will get your acid neutralized and relieves the pain. So this can be consumed, as I said, empty stomach. If no people are not get ready emotionally to get it done with the empty stomach, they can have in between the meals, maybe the mid morning. That would do better.
Right. And coming to the fried foods, because when we asked about the questions in the group, there were a lot of hands raised for the fried foods, which causes gastritis. So, do you have anything to say about the fried food specifically? Fried foods are the high calorie foods, the sugary food or the bakery foods, especially. So,
Yeah, we have asked this in the poll, and most of them have opted for the fried foods and few options for the bakery, right? So even I have noticed today, because what happened is today for the lunch we had some puppets fried at home. So when I was having around some 4 to 5 puppets, I didn't have any issues. But the thing is, I had some fried snacks this evening, just a 2 or 3. What happened? It caused some irritation inside me. That is a gastric secretion. I was feeling the heartburn. So then I was thinking, why don't it could be the oil? So the oil what we use reuse again increases saturation point. So that could be the reason where when the oil is reused again and again, this could also be the cause for gastric. But some people where the gastric issues is already present, these foods can also be a factor that is a triggering factor to elevate the pain. So it is not naturally if you consume the fried food, it will cause gastritis. There might be some triggering factor, or you are already prone to gastritis. These foods are causing some gastric issues. So I think I have answered. If you want to add any point, Danya, just please.
right, right. Yeah, exactly, Kavita. The triggering point would be, basically during this gastritis issues, the layer, there is an erosion in the layer, and generally when we feel too much of hunger, also it hurts the tummy. There is a slight kind of pain already which has been existing, and moreover, when the fried foods at home, if you take probably in a very minimal quantity, you would not feel that kind of uneasiness. But when you get it from outside, probably a street food or from a restaurant as well, because the rotation of oil doesn't change for a day. Every day they keep changing, but still the oil is being under the smoking point for a longer time. So again, as you said, the saturation point increases and the density of the oil increases. So the digestion of the same thing takes a lot more effort, lot more enzymes has to be secreted. So all these things matter. So you will have to look into what you're eating, and as I told you, as I told you last time, try to maintain a food journal when you are going through all these kind of issues, especially with the digestive tract. Please make a note of what all you're eating, because one day the food might suit you, the next day it wouldn't. The same food wouldn't suit you. But you will understand if I am eating it from home or outside, or is my time difference is there, or with what emotion I'm being eating. So keep noting down in a journal so that you will understand much better. And it is easy when you reach a coach a nutrition coach, the coach can help you out in a much better way. They can understand, yeah, these things are there. What are the alternatives that we can opt for, right? So just these points, Kavita, right? And coming to the, the emotional part that we've been talking about, the approval seeking. So basically, when the gut is full with happiness, the mind is clear, right? So vice versa, when the mind is not clear, again, the gut is the suffering place. So we have all these issues coming up, or sometimes we don't feel hungry at all, or sometimes we tend to eat more, and all these things happen. So does the food really a major solution for all these, emotional things which is happening? Food gives you, a relief for getting away from these emotions. As I explained earlier, no. If that is so, the food, of course, is a medicine, but the medicine works properly if the external surface, external environment, that is the gut, which is like in a proper way, which is healthy, right? When the gut is not healthy, how much ever food you're going to put, it is going to heal you on the surface level. It is going to help you out just at that time. It is not a permanent result at all. So look into the emotional issues. That is what I've been telling. So if you are not able to take any decisions properly, if you're not able to focus on things, go approach, and this has been happening very consistently, or now and then it has been happening. It is not just 1 day or 2 day thing I'm talking about. Go reach the coach, talk to them, and find out a solution, because it is not only about the brain, it is about the gut as well, right? So when we are taking all these emotions which is been as a trash in our heads, when we are taking it out from the root and clearing it up, definitely we are going to feed in with a lot of positive things. So when a lot of positive things goes, the function of the body goes with full of ease, right? So this easiness to fall, free flow into the body, the emotions are the major block. So we think vice versa. We don't eat, emotion comes. We eat more, emotion plays a major role. No, emotions are the first, then it corresponds to the eating, right? So the brain and gut has got a beautiful connection that we need to really understand and work accordingly, right? So when we just work with this, work in this manner, we will be definitely able to give you a proper solution to come out of all these hidden stories, I would say, which is there inside you, and rewrite your stories in a better way to have a better healthy life. Yeah, Kavita. Anything else that you would like to add on to this?
Yeah. So try to train up your body and mind to live life for yourself and not to seek approval from others. So, what to say? Living your life to make others satisfied is the thing what you have in. That is the emotion where it plays, the major emotion gastritis. So start to change yourself slowly and try to live accordingly to your body and mind.
Yes.
So it will definitely lead you to a better living.
Yes.
So
So
that's it for the week.
I would like to throw an example here. All of a sudden, this example came to my mind. So we just take this 5 fingers. Usually, from the olden days, they keep telling like, these 5 fingers are like in different size and shapes and all these things, but put together only we can work, right? It has got its own quality and things as well. They also say like each and every one of us are different. We have our own individual identity. So when we seek approval or something, we actually stamp ourselves in a place saying that we are capable of only doing this. If we are doing something else, will the society agree to this, or will our loved ones agree to this, and all these things? That is why these all confusions come up, basically. So taking this 5 fingers as an example in our life, every finger has got its own place to, role in the living, right? So this thumb finger, only this thumb finger can give the fingerprint stamping. None of the other fingers have been approved for that, right? Index finger at times, yes. Now these digital finger printings have come. So we recognize that finger as well. So the rest of the other fingers, do we really recognize for that? No. And this little finger basically for holding up the relationships. So when you have to hold somebody in a very loving way, the little finger helps. And the ring finger, especially for the rings, and the index finger for pointing. We don't point somebody like this, we point somebody like this. So every finger has got its own role and its own, and the fingers are actually meant for those. So why don't we feel ourselves like, yes, I am meant for this, I am capable for this. Why am I seeking for something which I'm not capable for? See, it is not like you are capable or not capable. You are finding somebody else's place. Why am I not able to be there in their place? You can be there, but you need some kind of training and some kind of practice which has to be followed, some kind of change which you have to incorporate. If you don't bring that inside you, and all of a sudden you want to jump there, no, you can't do that, right? Psychologically, emotionally, you have to become stronger, then you can jump there. So understand yourself in a better way. Bring up and build up your own qualities. Do not compare yourself with others. Stay as an individual, stay as a unique person, stay as a beautiful soul, so that you have your own place in this universe, right? So then you don't find an approval from others. You don't find to seek some approval, or you don't fail to focus on things which is happening around. So this is the final point that I would like to put in. Right.
Lovely. So, and Dhanya, for the closing one. So, Happy New Year to you all, and keep the group interactive and post your queries here so that we can have more inputs on the topic what you wanted for. And we are going to come up with new challenges in the group. So, do stay active and keep in touch with us.
Yeah.
Thank you then.
Happy New Year to you all. See you all in the upcoming New Year with a beautiful, happy life to live in with. Yeah. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.